The lantern that carried the stars far, far away, where the desert sands gleamed silver under the moon and the wind whispered secrets older than time. There was a lantern unlike any other. It was said to be carved from crystal by the hands of the first stargazer, and within its glass walls, 1,000 tiny stars danced like fireflies. Whoever carried the lantern would never lose their way, for its glow was gentle, warm, and filled with wisdom. Long ago, in a quiet desert village, there lived a young boy named Sammy. He was kind-hearted and curious, always asking questions about the world. "Why does the moon follow us at night?" he would ask. Or, "Where do the stars go when the sun rises?" His grandmother would smile and say, "The one who seeks truth must also seek patience, my child." One evening, when the desert wind was cool and the sky shimmered with starlight, the village elder called for all the children. He told them a tale of the lantern that carried the stars, hidden somewhere deep in the desert. "It is said," the elder whispered, "that the lantern shines for those who are honest and kind, but hides itself from the greedy and selfish." The children gasped with excitement. Sammy's eyes sparkled. He dreamed of finding the lantern, not for riches, but to guide his people safely through the desert whenever storms swept the sands. His grandmother kissed his forehead and said, "Remember, Sammy, an honest heart is a light stronger than any lantern." The very next dawn, Sammy set off on his journey. He carried only a small pouch of dates, a flask of water, and his grandmother's words in his heart. The desert stretched endlessly before him, golden and silent. He walked through the heat of day and the chill of night, guided by the stars above. On his second day, he met a weary traveler sitting by a dune. The man's sandals were torn and his lips were dry. "Please, young one," the traveler said, "may I have some water?" Sammy hesitated, for he had only a little left. But remembering the proverb, "A shared drop of water can save a soul," he gave the traveler his flask. The man's eyes softened with gratitude, and as he vanished into the desert, Sammy noticed something shimmering in the sand, a faint trail of light leading onward. On his third day, Sammy found a tiny bird trapped beneath a thorn bush, its wing caught. The desert was no place for such a fragile creature. Carefully, he freed the bird, using a strip of his own cloth to wrap its wing. The bird chirped weakly and fluttered away, leaving behind a single glowing feather that glistened like starlight. Sammy tucked it into his pouch, wondering if it was a sign. At night, when the winds howled and the stars looked like scattered pearls, Sammy grew weary. His feet ached and his pouch was nearly empty. He wondered if he should turn back. But then he remembered his grandmother's words, "Patience is the camel that carries us across the desert of hardship." With renewed strength, he pressed forward. On the 7th night, Sammy reached a hidden valley where the sand shimmered as if sprinkled with diamonds. At the center stood the lantern that carried the stars. Its crystal walls glowed softly, and inside the tiny stars swirled like golden dust. Sammy stepped closer, his heart pounding. But as he reached out, a voice echoed through the valley. "Who dares seek the light of the stars?" The lantern's glow brightened, and a figure appeared, shaped from light itself. It looked down at Sammy with eyes that shone like constellations. "I'm Sammy," the boy said bravely. "I seek the lantern not for myself, but for my people, so they may never lose their way." The figure's eyes searched him. "Have you given without greed? Have you helped without seeking reward?" Sammy thought of the thirsty traveler, the injured bird, and the long nights of patience. "Yes," he answered softly. "I gave what I could, even when I have little. I helped because it was right." The figure smiled, and the lantern lifted itself into Sammy's hands. Its warmth spread through him, filling his heart with peace. The stars within twinkled brighter, as if celebrating his honesty and kindness. When Sammy returned to his village, the people gathered in wonder at the lantern's glow. Whenever travelers passed through, they were guided safely by its light. Whenever storms swept across the desert, the lantern shone steadily, leading the villagers home. Years passed, and Sami grew wise. He often reminded the children of the village. The lantern did not come to me because I was clever or strong. It came because I remembered this truth. A kind heart lights the darkest night. And so the lantern that carried the stars became not just a treasure of light, but a reminder that honesty, patience, and kindness will always guide us home. Moral: kindness given freely, honesty spoken truly, and patience carried faithfully are the lights that guide us through life. Just as the lantern shone for Sami, so too will goodness shine for those who live with a pure heart.